Hello, and welcome to part 2 of my video production setup. I know technically the first video was titled Computer Setup, but as this isn't technically directly a computer setup per se, this is an extension of that setup. I was thinking about my first setup video and realized that I didn't talk about what I use to shoot my videos or anything like that. On top of that, there have been some changes to my computer setup since that video was aired. If you've seen my past few videos, I attempted to clean the inside of my MacBook Pro and install new thermal paste on it, with some detrimental results to where the display did not work any longer on the internal display or on any external display. I have since purchased a late 2014 Mac Mini to tide me over to do some editing for my videos when I'm at home. However, from here, what we have is my iPhone 12 Pro Max that I shoot my videos with primarily. I purchased this phone back in December 2020 for the main purposes of shooting videos for my video production work, as well as using it as a streaming camera for my gaming channel. I do use this phone as a daily tool for communication and other personal usage, such as social media. But I felt this was a good way to get a streamline and have near top of the line camera to shoot my videos. As of the writing of this script was written prior to the most recent iPhone 13 event by Apple. I will not be upgrading to the iPhone 13 as the updates are very small compared to my iPhone 12 that I have. So just putting that out there. However, this iPhone 12 Pro Max does give me the flexibility to record in slow motion, to record in 720p, 1080p, or 4K video, depending on what I'm looking to do with any given video. Next up, I have ended up purchasing an iPad 4th generation, which I purchased after uploading my first computer setup video. This particular device, I believe, was released initially in 2012. I purchased this device for $50 on eBay. The reason I purchased this is because I already owned a keyboard for the older iPad model, which was the Generation 2, and the keyboard was compatible between Generation 2 and Generation 4 for the iPad. And I also have a smart cover for the same iPad lines. So I went with the latest model that these two accessories supported. However, I did find that when I tried out the keyboard with the iPad, half of the keys on the keyboard did not work. And I even tested it on the computer and had the same result. So I ended up replacing it with a similar keyboard by the same company. I do have a full-time job outside of my video work where I sit at a desk all day. I mainly purchased the iPad so I can work on writing scripts and stories on my breaks and lunches without the need of bringing my MacBook Pro to work each day. That is now null and void as the MacBook Pro is no longer working, and I will be selling it for parts, and eventually one day I will be replacing it with another probably newer MacBook Pro as well. This iPad is running iOS 10.3.3, so it also allows me to edit basic videos in iMovie along with writing Pages documents as well as screenplays and other scripts with Celtx. Yes, these aren't that new, but they serve their purpose. Additionally, there may be times that I use the iPad to record some videos, as it does allow recording in 1080p with the rear camera. And as I've said, That will be my main resolution until I'm able to afford an upgrade to my computer setup, especially being that the late 2014 Mac Mini that I'm working with now slows down very much when I'm trying to edit in 4K, as it does include a dual core processor instead of a quad core that the MacBook Pro had. Along with the iPad and keyboard, I ended up purchasing a microphone that was compatible with this iPad to record voiceovers with the videos I edit in iMovie, as well as recording my podcast on my iPad if I so choose. This particular microphone is a Shure MV5. On Apple's website, it'll cost you $100. However, I was able to get it for $50 from a site called B&H Photography. Hashtag not sponsored. This microphone can connect to either my iPhone or my iPad via micro USB to Lightning, and can also connect to the Mac Mini via micro USB to USB-A. In fact, my voice that you're hearing right now is being recorded with said microphone. This microphone also has a 3.5mm headphone jack, so I can monitor my voice levels in real time while I'm recording. The nice thing about having all these products is that they all utilize iCloud. Even with the iPad 4th generation, I can utilize the Files iCloud Drive system to move videos and other files between the iPad, iPhone, and Mac Mini. Now, with all that being said, I mentioned in my YouTube shutdown video that I was working on finding a mini DV camera so I can bring back over my original high school projects to bring over and re-edit to post here, so I no longer had access to those videos, being that I didn't save them. I have since purchased a Sony Mini DV Handycam that will allow me to bring the footage from the Mini DV tape that I have saved over the last 17 years from high school. I also found another project on a Mini DV tape that I completely forgot I had. There's an additional 3 Mini DV tapes that were packed up, but they were not labeled, so there may not be anything on those, but I have no idea at this time. That means that I'll have to search through them to see if there is anything on them. At this time, I did have to send the camera to a repair shop to be fixed, as the camera was not able to read any of my tapes. Something was wrong with the tape mechanism to where it was gobbling up the tapes, and it just wouldn't work. So I sent it off to get repaired to see if they can do anything with fixing that. I did also purchase a 16 gigabyte Memory Stick Pro made by Sony to test out recording onto the card and see how the video and audio quality turns out. My main focus for this camera is to bring over my old projects to edit again and post to this channel. However, beyond that, I may not be using it for much at all. However, I do plan on keeping it and allowing my daughters to potentially use it for their own use in projects if they decide to do any type of video work or home projects on their own. Anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it. Peace.